this video, we're going to show you how to simultaneously build links and grow traffic to your website using CanaRank's Promote My Content tool. Now, link building is a bit of a tricky topic because while it's definitely essential to modern SEO, it's also the area where you're most likely to get in trouble. So what we're going to focus on here is building the right kind of links. These are links that are from high quality pages, pages that are relevant to your site, your content, and your keyword, and links that are going to actually send you traffic in addition to the SEO benefits. Those are the kind of links that Google likes to see, that are natural, and of course they have the benefit of sending you traffic in addition to helping your SEO. So how do we find links like this? Well, let's suppose we've just published a new blog post and it has some exciting new research about the benefits of keyword domains. So this is a great starting point, something with kind of original research that we can promote. How can we build links to this? The first thing that we want to do is think about what types of people might be interested in our new content. So I'm going to select our new blog post here, keyword domains. And let's see, well, probably there's going to be people on Q&A sites like Quora and Yahoo Answers and things like that asking about keyword domains. So we'll find some of those. We're also going to look for bloggers who may have written on the subject of keyword domains. So I'll select that. And it might also be interesting to try to find people who have linked to other related sites. So here's a post talking about keyword domains that's a bit old. It doesn't have any original research, not quite as accurate or up to date as ours is. So we can pull that URL and use that as a competing page here to see which sites have linked to that, because of course we have an updated version with more research and better analysis that anyone who linked to that old post might also be interested in linking to ours. So we'll go ahead and generate some results there as well. In all, we have about a dozen different strategies that you can use here, so I've shown just a few of them, but you can take a look through those. They're all explained, everything that you might want to do in order to build links to your site. Now, once that's done, we can scroll down to take a look at the link opportunities that CanaRank was able to find for us. Each link opportunity is given a score from 0 to 100. That's in this column. And obviously the higher scoring ones are the ones that we think represent the best opportunities for building a link to our content or our site. We have the URL where we can pursue the opportunity. The page type, so that one's a blog, this is a social media profile, these are our Q&A sites. And then we have 3 scores. First, we look at the relevancy of that page, then the authority, and then how actionable it is. So relevancy is super important these days. If you want to avoid getting penalized by search engines, then one of the important things is to make sure that you're not getting links from random, unrelated sites, because that's something that spam sites do. You want to promote your site in a natural way, which means a site talking about keyword domain names is likely to link to our blog post on keyword domain names. So the more relevant this is to our content, the better it's going to be. Authority is another important factor. So this looks at things like the page rank, Moz rank, number of links, etc., going to the page that's linking to us. Obviously, the higher the quality the site that's linking to us, the better it's going to benefit us in terms of sending traffic and helping our SEO. So those factors are all folded into this authority score. Finally, the actionable score. What that means is how likely and how easy is it to promote our site on that page. So an example here, Quora has a fairly high actionable score because it's easy to go to Quora, write a response, include a link in there, and generate traffic. That's going to be a link in that instance that's only a no-follow link, so we've discounted the score because of that. Other examples here, a typical blog. If it's a blog that allows comments, then that'll be a higher actionable score. If it's a blog that allows do follow comments, then that would be higher than one that only allows no follow comments. Some opportunities are going to have a 0 or very low actionable score because it's hard to get a link on that page. You might have to do more of a relationship building effort connecting with the blogger or journalist or something like that as well. So those are opportunities for building links to this particular page. Let's take a look at another example. You can also use the Promote My Content tool to promote an entire website. So here we're looking to promote the voice over IP calling software and app Ringo, which is kind of an alternative to Skype. So we might want to look at competing websites, such as people that link to Skype and Viber and WeChat and all of the other players. We could find resource pages where people link to various low-cost calling software, app review sites, maybe directories of new startups, directories of calling providers or app software. We might find communities where people, like expat communities and others that are really interested in this kind of low-cost calling software. We can find competitor mentions, articles that talk about WeChat, Viber, and Skype, but don't mention Ringo. We can find unlinked mentions, which means mentions of Ringo in articles where people just didn't bother to link it. So we can turn those into links. And of course, we want to find journalists who write about low-cost calling or Skype or other competitors and may be interested in writing about Ringo in the future, so we can start to build a relationship with them or other bloggers. Here's our best opportunities for promoting Ringo right now. We can filter this by source. So I'm going to take a look at, for example, Q&A of sites looking for alternatives to Skype. And there we go, a bunch of Q&A questions where people are asking for the best alternatives to Skype. I can just go in there and ask about Ringo and see if they've heard of that. Forums of people looking for Skype alternatives. Of course, forums, they really vary in quality, so we have kind of this range of authority scores here. The higher the authority score, the higher quality the forum is. They also vary in how accepting they are for links. So ones with a low actionable score like this here, it means that that forum probably doesn't allow links in the forum posts or in signatures, or maybe their links are no follow only. And that makes them a lot less actionable than one where we can easily just go in and mention a product without offending anyone. We can also look at links to specific competitors, or here's journalists, for example. These are news articles writing about low-cost international calling and alternatives, obviously lower scoring here because they're a bit less relevant. And in general, news articles are a bit more work to promote. We're going to have to kind of reach out to those journalists and start to build a relationship over time, showing them that we're a source of credible research and news on this topic. And that's not something that you can just do with a single comment. That's a long-term process of building credibility. And of course, we can also filter by content. So in this one, we've only worked on the homepage, but if you have a series of blog posts, then you can just filter that. And you also can track which links you've obtained. So once you've managed to earn a link on one of these pages, it'll show up here. And you can look at your most recent link opportunities in addition to the best ones. So that's the Promote My Content tool, a really great way to build links, authority, and traffic to your website. And do so in a natural way by engaging in these conversations that are already taking place out there about your brand, about your competitors, and about your product. And that's terrifically valuable for you to be participating in those.